Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. My stepmom was my dad's AP. This is my first time using Reddit and English is not my first language. When I, 22M, was 4, my dad 42M divorced my mom. About a year later he introduced me to my stepmom, 42F. She had 2 twin girls N and D, 22F. They married only a few months and went on to have 3 more kids, G16M, L10M and S4F. My father adopted N and D because their bio father was not involved. I've always considered all 5 of them, N, D, G, L and S, my siblings, and we've never used step or half to refer to each other. When I was 6, shortly after G's birth, my mom passed away in a car accident, and because of it I started to live with my dad full time. My relationship with my stepmom improved from there. She never adopted me, however she, along with my dad, keeps my mom's memory alive by keeping in touch with my maternal grandparents and other relatives and visiting her grave with me on special days. I started calling her mom when I was around 7 or 8, and she refers to me as her eldest child. Me and the twins are the same age, but I was born first. After I turned 18 I started to work, but I continued to live with my parents. Last week I was in the attic when I found a photo album that I have never seen before. I opened it and I saw several pictures of my dad, my stepmom and the twins when they were babies, which made no sense to me because, like I said, we were toddlers when our parents met. I decided to confront my parents about it. They were sitting alone in the kitchen and asked them how they met. They told the same story, that soon after my dad's divorce he met my stepmom through a mutual friend. When they were done I placed one of the pictures on the table and told them that I wanted the truth. I could tell by my dad's face he understood what I meant. My dad told me that his marriage with my mom was going through a hard time because of my mom's infertility issues. One day he met my stepmom and things escalated quickly, and when he was ready to leave my mom she found it out that she was pregnant, but so did my stepmom at the same time. He lied to my mom several times so that he could spend time with my stepmom and the twins. One day he admitted to my mom that he was having an affair and they got divorced. I looked at my stepmom and she was in tears. They both tried to say sorry, but I just couldn't stay in that house any longer. I'm currently staying at my GF's parents' house. I have talked to G, L and S. It pained me a lot, and G has said that S has cried for me, and that just breaks my heart. I have refused to talk with my parents or to N and D. The 3 of them lied to me. I feel like my life was built on lies and I am lost. I do not know what to do. I still love my sisters and my parents, but they, especially my parents, have hurted me so much. I want to thank everyone for their input on my situation. I have come to the conclusion that I should talk with N and D. I will send them a message so that we can meet in person and talk about it. I will also try to meet my younger siblings because I have not seen them since last week, just talked to them over the phone, and I missed them. About my parents I do not know what I will do. I need to talk to them so that I can get at least some closure, but I don't know if I will be able to do it. Thank you everyone. So wait, are the twins his bio kids then, and the whole adopting them was just for show? I believe they lied to me about that, and I think my dad was always the twins' legal father, but yeah, it was made for show. Wait. Do your sisters think they were adopted, or do they know that he is their bio dad? Did they know before all this? I believe they did. WTFF. Wow, the level of deceit. They're monsters. Maybe even your sisters included. Wow, just lies upon lies upon lies. How awful. Part of me wishes you had never found out, as now you have to effectively suffer the loss of both your real mom and then of the person who became your mom but is actually Queen Homewrecker. That's some serious weight you have to carry now. This affair has ripped away your concept of your whole childhood. That is no small thing. And how can you ever not wonder what else they're lying about, or what they're insincere about, etc. The total loss of respect for your elders alone is foundation shaking. I am so sorry this happened to you. I hope you are able to move forward with your life and just focus on your future from now on. Lean on the others who love you, and hang in there. Thank you so much. My sisters knew about our father's affair with their mother. Read my last post so you can understand. Before anything, I would like to thank everyone who commented on my last post. I have seen common questions being asked. I'll reply to them. Did your mom really have fertility issues? Yes, her family has told me many times she got really affected by it and that my birth was a got her over the moon. Did the twins knew? I did not knew if they knew that, so I talked to them. Now onto the update. After I made my post, I made a group chat with the twins and texted them, and we decided to meet. My GF wanted to come with me, but I told her I would rather go alone. When I arrived, they were already there. They started to try to make small talk. I just asked them if they knew. They started to tear up and told me that they always knew my dad, but only knew that they were his daughters when they were 16 because our parents told them. They initially wanted to tell me, but my dad and stepmom pressed them not to, saying that if they told me it would destroy our family. I asked how were things at home. They told me that G and L started to be rude to them and to our parents while S was asking about me. They asked me if I could forgive them. I told them that I still love them, but I just need time. They told me they understood. I said I was sorry and that I shouldn't blame them for our dad's mistakes. They told me they should have told me earlier. We hugged and cried together. We said our goodbyes and then I went home. My GF asked me how I was and I just broke down. She held me tight and told me to not hold on and that she was there for me. Words cannot describe how much I love this woman. She has been my rock throughout all of this. I talked with my younger siblings this morning and we met at park. I hugged them really tight, especially IS. I'm super attached to her and I am really protective of her. I tried to explain to her, in a toddler-friendly way, that I was mad at our parents because they did a bad thing and not at her. She asked if I was ever going back home. I told her I didn't knew, but I still loved her. I talked to my brothers to see how they were holding on. G and L told me they had been having a hard time because they never thought our parents could do something so horrible. They told me they missed me but understood why I had to leave. We spent the morning together and after lunch they went back home. I haven't talked to my parents yet and I plan to call my maternal grandparents tonight to see if they knew or not. Thank everyone for their support. You guys have helped me a lot. I'm glad you were able to speak to your siblings. They initially wanted to tell me, but my dad and stepmom pressed them not to, saying that if they told me it would destroy our family. They put that burden on two 16-year-old kids and asked them to keep a life-changing secret from their brother. I know they're older now, but I imagine the fear of destroying the family stayed with them. Seriously, what the duck is wrong with your dad and stepmom? Believe me, I haven't stopped asking myself that since this all went down. Me and my GF are moving together. I'm currently staying at my GF's parents' place. I've started working right out of high school as a flight attendant and my GF graduated last year and is currently working in a bank. We've been saving up for about a year now and we found a decent 2-bed apartment with a decent rent. We've started the paperwork and soon we'll be able to move in together. I'm really happy. I feel as if this is the start of a new chapter in our relationship. My GF made me cry. So I've been having family trauma. Read my posts to get context, and I recently moved with my GF into a 2BR apartment. A few days ago I got home from work and my GF told me she has something to show me. She has told me that she has been talking to my siblings and she was able to get my mom's pictures that were in my dad's place. When I got out of there I was so frustrated that I forgot completely about them. She said that she has also digitalized the photos and made several safe copies. She gave me one pen with them. I looked at her dumbfounded. I hugged her tight and thanked her a lot. By the end of it we were both crying. I cannot describe how much I love this woman. She has always been my greatest supporter, and I've been hers, but ever since this all went down she has been amazing. She became the shoulder I cry on. Before this I haven't cried a lot, and my safe person. Ever since, everything she does gives me butterflies. I cannot stop thinking about her. My favorite part of the day is when we are together. I know I want to marry her and have a family with her. I love to go to bed with her and greet a new day with her by my side. I talked with my grandparents about my father's affair. TLDR about my last 2 posts. My dad cheated on my mom with my stepmom. My twin stepsisters whom my father adopted are actually his bio daughters. Yesterday I went to visit my maternal grandparents. First we made the usual small talk and then I told them I needed to tell them something serious. I laid it all out, the affair, the twins fraternity, everything. To say my grandparents were shocked would be an understatement. My grandma started to cry her heart out, asking herself how could my dad hurt my baby girl like that. My granddad was more angry. He called my dad and stepmom everything he could think of. My grandparents always thought that my parents had divorced because they didn't just work out and because they were young, and despite not being their son-in-law anymore they maintained a great relationship with my dad. After my grandma calmed down she asked me how I was doing. I told her that it's been hard but I am doing better now. She said she still couldn't believe my dad would do something so horrible to my mom. My grandpa said if my dad is lucky they would never lay eyes on each other because my grandpa would do something that would put him in jail, if you understand me. We spent the rest of the day catching up and talking about my mom. Overall it was very intense, but opening up to people who loved my mother like I did helped me a bit. Thanks for reading. I'm really happy to hear that you have the support of your grandparents, siblings, and girlfriend. This won't be an easy process, for certain, but I am glad that you're taking positive steps to help yourself. Continue being gentle and doing self-care. Thanks for letting the internet be a voyeur on your life like this. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thanks for letting the internet be a voyeur on your life like this. No need to thank me. TBH, sharing my story has been helping me somewhat. I'm glad it has helped you. I know I'd be feeling a lot of what you are if this happened, but don't know if I'd handle it with as much grace. Been following the story, glad you're doing well. Make sure you take time for yourself, this sounds like a lot to deal with. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm really proud of you for shining a bright light on the truth about what really happened in your family of origin. My father abandoned his family when I was 15 and it didn't make any sense to me because as far as I could tell there was no problem. As I got a little older I learned that it didn't make sense to my mother either because as far as she could figure out there was no problem. What happened was that my father invented a complicated mythology about how my mother abandoned him emotionally, and then his geographic abandonment of his wife and his children was a technicality. I would go stay with him on school holidays and summers, and then after I graduated high school I continued to visit the state where he lived whenever possible, and I would always ask a lot of questions. It took me many years, but what I figured out is that he decided he would rather be with a professional colleague who liked to drink the same way he did. I spent a really long time trying to solve the mystery about what happened to my parents' marriage. It should not have been my job to do. And while I was working on this mystery, I also had the mystery of what in particular happened to me to make me the way I was. Was it abuse or what? So after I solved these mysteries, I went no contact with my father for the last 7 years of his life, and I have no regrets. He died of a condition related to alcoholism, and his wife died a few years later of a condition related to alcoholism. I'm so sorry you had to go through all that with your father. My dad, to his credit, has always been a good dad. I'm not saying his good actions in the past outshine his affair, but still the fact that he was a good dad makes this a lot harder. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night. Wherever you are,